I did not know this many beautiful women be working at Amazon, bro. I might have to go get me a part time with that motherfucker.
Man, you sound weak, man. Um,
Look,
now he
look
about
at
to
the
go.
post first. Look at the post
Hold
first.
on, let me see the.
Like it's a little video. He dapping up
Oh,
all the
oh
teenagers.
nah, oh nah. Yeah, they ain't it. Like Kim Kardashian is the standard.
We need to get Tails in here, hotel.
Yo, yeah.
Everybody, bro.
Don't tell him I said that though. Respectfully, don't tell him I said that, please.
No,
Never.
I was waiting on Tails to get here because I think she gonna bring this up. But this shit is funny. Check Jumbo. You gonna love this shit.
I'm gonna check it out now. So never. Yeah, your service, man. We couldn't hear you at all. That's why they were talking over you, and we couldn't hear you. I don't know if you want to try again. Um.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they heard me enough to say that I wasn't being honest. I have COPD, so right now my breathing isn't good, and I have to push my words out of my lungs. And sometimes it can seem like I'm angry, but I'm not. Space God, you would learn a lot if you would listen more before you formed predetermining positions on where somebody's coming from. Everything I say, I have proof for, and I can even give you where it's at in the Quran. If you give me enough time, I could do that. I could send you links so you could see it yourself. Also, if Islam is a religion of peace, why do they need no-go zones? That's my main point I want to say now.
You know, okay. I hear what you're saying, but you do realize other people will say the same thing about Christianity based off what happened to them in the past, right? They can say, "Hey, these people are
Yeah,
terrorized."
I hear
Oh
you, but
no,
we're
no, no.
talking about
Okay, it
Islam.
doesn't. My point again. We're not. We wasn't talking about Islam. We was talking about religion in general. Like, so let's not do that. Like, you're being disingenuous. The conversation is about religion. So you can't just say, "I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm talking about Islam." That's not how that works. Like, we're talking about religion.
I didn't just bring up Islam. The conversation went there, and that's when I chimed in.
Right, the conversation was about religion and God, period. It wasn't really about like one specific religion. We were just talking about like religion in totality. You get what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. I'm not like, I'm simply saying you can find this anywhere, right? You can go to any other places. There are Africans who hate Christianity based on what they suffered through. Like, they will say, "I would never be a Christian." Right?
Yeah. I agree with your Space, and I appreciate you trying to clarify. But my point is, yes, there are messed up people in every religion everywhere.
What's good, Mo?
What does their book still teach them that is acceptable or expected in that religion?
Okay.
Or cult or
My
whatever.
point,
That's the difference I'm
is there
trying to
much
make.
of a difference because the pastors still, obey, slave obey your earthly masters or whatever.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
can take. I'm just telling you, when it comes to these kind of stuff, right? It depends on who. Like, it becomes like subjective, right? Depending on who said at the receiving end.
Well, it's always subjective, but you know what? It shouldn't be, okay? Because it is either good or it is evil. And
Is
this
good and
whole
evil not
world
subjective
is
though?
either
Like,
good.
what's good and what's really evil? Who determines that? God, okay.
God.
So okay, God determines. So you're a Christian. Okay. So those who suffer in the hand of Christianity, do they still view it that way in their eyes? Do they not view Christianity as evil? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is good and evil, and from whose standpoint?
If they are a Christian and they are suffering,
I am not. That's
they
not what I'm
don't.
talking about. I am talking about those
Well,
Native Americans rejects Christianity, right? Why is that? They consider Christianity
because
to be evil.
their culture comes from somewhere else. Well, most religions, if somebody has a different form of religion, many people consider that to be evil because it's not of their holy God. And if it's not of their holy God, it must be evil.
Who is your holy God, sir?
So, and that's what I'm.
The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Jesus is Christ, Father. That's my
You
God.
What's
call
up?
for him,
Hold
you
on.
pray to
Let
him.
me. Give me a second, y'all. What's up, Mo Wisdom? What's going on? Just wanted to like check in, see what's up with you, man.
Hey, I
Um,
appreciate that. Misfit Nomad, Mo Wisdom. AFK, did I hear you say you want a job at Amazon for the women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strictly.
You're cooked. Gentlemen, continue.
Listen, all I'm saying, okay,
If you don't like to be around beautiful women, just say that because you don't like being around tails. So I think I see what's going on here, bro.
Hey, Boo, say
I
what's
heard,
up. Say what's up.
I heard a lot of fat women work at
You're
Amazon.
cooked.
I am saying, all I'm saying to you, sir, is that when it comes to good and evil, that is really subjective, right? You say, who your God is, God of Abraham, but I am saying Native Americans will call that evil. They will call they would just call your religion evil, right? Based off what they endure. And you cannot tell them, well, that's not true. That has nothing to. Those men did not represent my religion. You see, like that's what you're gonna. People end up saying, well, what those guys claim to be Christians were not Christian, right? But you can't convince them of that. Or
Yeah,
they saw
every
mass murder of their people in the name of your God, right? All I'm simply saying is, when it comes to pointing figure who's good and bad, is it like really like, because if you ask the Muslims, they will call you evil because they will be like, well, you bombed the fuck out of us. You killed hundreds and thousands of us, right? You dropping bombs on our fucking nation. Like, who is you to call us evil? It's all subjective, man. Or that's what I'm simply saying.
do you? Yeah, what you're saying is very simple. It's not no major statement. I understand that. The fastest growing religion in the world, or no, there's more in Iran. Christianity's growing faster than ever before, and mosques are closing down.
let me just get in there real quick. Just as a reminder, guys. Before I get back to what AFK was saying, because you're cooked, man. Let me just before I get back to that. I want to say, um, hit. I want to say support strategicstyleco.com, right? That's Meg's initiative. Show love. Read through the newsletters, right? She writes very well and eloquently, and hit those ads because that's how she gets paid as a creative, and as a creative entrepreneur. So make sure you guys show love, man. Whenever you guys get a chance, no pressure. And if you guys haven't joined the community, please do. Now, Never, you can go real quick since you wanted, since you're,
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I forgot one more thing. I see all over X, and I'm getting more than most people because when I see something about Islam, I click on it. So X is algorithm is feeding me more. So I can guarantee you I'm seeing more than most, if not all of you in the room. And I've watched imams say it's still okay, and I've watched people do it on video. They're still beating their women. Their women aren't allowed to leave the house unless escorted with a man, and their word uh, is as good as a man.
you're
There's
breaking
a
up again, brother. You're breaking up again, brother. Brother, you're breaking up again, brother. I don't know what's going on. So Never, I'm not even trying to be funny, but you work too hard for your service to be this bad. All right. So we're
I'm
gonna
going to
give you
leave
one
the
more
room and go
chance.
into a different room. Is this better?
Yeah, it's better now. Well, no, yeah, go ahead. Try again. Yeah, it's better.
Is the fact
No, it's not. It's not better. It's not better. It's not better. It's not better. Sorry, brother. It's not better. You need to try a different. Try a different room.
You might have to leave and come back.
Yeah, it's still not good, brother.
All right, let me
No,
try one more thing.
I mean, if he's traveling, then that would make sense. But
How's this? Is this better?
we can try. Yeah, you sound a little better. Go ahead.
All right, I'm actually holding my front door open.
That's dedication.
Well, I'm trying to, let you hear what I got to say.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
We don't waste the time for nothing. But anyway, I've seen here on video of imams stating what the other videos show of that it's okay to beat your wife. It's in the selling of the children. They're screaming while the Muslim man is taking the girl to a 50-year-old man. Little girls not wanting to get married to an old man
Mhm.
and being forced to sign their marriage documents. That's all here on X, because X is now the #1 news source in the world.
Mhm.
And it's the reason a lot of people didn't get vaccinated.
Mhm.
And it's the reason a lot of people woke up to the vaccines. I'm not. I just think there's a lot of people that are misled, and to me, their beliefs are 1,400 years behind current civilizations. And the one girl said you couldn't compare what they did then till now, but it is still what they practice according to that very Quran. So that's all I'm saying, guys. Thanks for the mic power, and God bless everybody.
Well, Nev, let me just state this though. Even in the Christian Bible, I forgot power may understand what I'm talking about here. I mean, I don't remember who it was God was talking about, but God said, this will be your land and your people will be a violent people. But not only that, though, we have an understanding of culture. Like there's difference between American culture, Egyptian culture, Australian culture, and so on and so forth, right? So if you were born in that region, then you would not have said what you said when it comes to, like you said, when it comes to the Muslim faith, right? Because that would be the culture that you were born into. You would see nothing wrong with it, especially if you don't have any outside influences. So
Exactly.
with that being said, of us as Americans, and I've stated this before, I think it was like 2 nights ago, when I said, we look at it as being something wrong with it because we're, looking from the outside looking in, right? And we belong to a culture where a democratic culture.
Do you think it's wrong to beat a woman?
Well, in America, to almost 200 years ago, it was legal to
But it's
beat your.
not like
Now he's
no
asking you,
more.
do you personally think is wrong?
Well, beating your wife is one thing. Correcting her actions is different. Just like beating a child is
No.
actually wrong.
No. You don't correct her actions by beating.
Well, no, beating someone is still wrong according to American standards because I'm from America, right? I will say beating someone is wrong, but spanking your child is different from beating, right? When you beat something, you break the spirit of that said thing. Nev.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up again. You're breaking up again. You're breaking up again. You're breaking up again.
Right.
Yo, what? Like, bro, what? Like, bro, Nev, you're breaking up again.
Okay, so
beating.
You're breaking up again. Never.
Hey,
Never.
open your door.
You're breaking up
Right.
again. You gotta open your door or go outside, brother. You're breaking up again.
Okay, I'm outside again. Beating a woman is, even if it's your wife, is not the same as beating a child to discipline that refuses to listen. And
it is
all
no,
other
it's the same.
measures
It's the
fail.
same. It is the same.
No, it's wrong.
No,
beating anybody
I
in the
never.
eyes of
Hold
God
on.
is
I
wrong.
never. I'm not the one saying that it's right to do. I'm just pointing out that if you beat anything, whether it's an animal, child, wife, or man, once you break the spirit of that person or animal, there's no use for it, right? There's nothing you can do with it. So, like I said,
wait a minute. There's no use for what?
if you beat your wife and break her spirit, there's no use for her. Same thing when it comes to a man, a child, or a beast.
That's incorrect, because that woman can still cling to God to
Yeah,
restore her
no.
spirit. So
We're
you're
talking
wrong.
about for you though, for a man. If a man beats his children and you break the spirit of that children, they're no good for you. Even if you do it to your wife,
Who's no
or
good? The
even if
men?
you do it to your cattle, even if you beat the family dog. Once the spirit of that animal is broken, that animal
All
will
right.
not protect you anymore. There's no discipline.
Mm,
There's nothing
yeah,
you
let
can
me.
do for it.
Yeah. So what's that got to do with beating women?
Oh
You're
my,
not
oh my God.
you're
Yeah.
not catching what I'm saying.
No, you're not. You're not catching it. To
No,
harm
no.
anybody, to harm
Right.
anybody is
Like
wrong.
I said, I'm gonna say this again. It's not right to
No,
it's
no,
not,
you don't got to say it again.
no,
You're not
it's not
listening.
right to beat your wife. It's not right to beat
Okay,
it's
good.
not
Well,
right
that's
to
what they
beat an
still
animal,
teach.
but correct.
They still teach beating of
It's
women.
wrong to beat anything or anyone. It's wrong to do.
Okay, good, but that's what the Quran still teaches.
Okay, but hold on. That's
No, I'm
well,
done,
wait a
man.
minute, hold on,
I'm
because
done.
you're not willing to have the conversation. The Holy Quran, even if it states that, it has nothing to do with us.
But still, though,
Because
that is
America,
wrong, though, right? Yoshi?
Hey, we
no,
lost a soldier.
wait a
We
minute.
lost a soldier, Yoshi. He left.
Wait,
All right,
no,
good. He
that's
left.
oh
All right,
no.
good. He left. Cool. Like yeah, it's
Look,
cool.
look,
It's
look,
cool. It's
look,
cool.
look.
Yeah, but hold
I'm gonna end my statement here. Reason why I was
no,
bothered, bro. The profile pic tells me everything, right? I like these are not even his talking point. It's just based off who the man is in the office is saying. They eating a cat, they eating a dog. Like he'd have been here being talking about Haitians. They eating cats right now. Look, I got videos, bro. He said like, yo, y'all not even looking at his profile pic, bro. Like,
No, I seen his
yeah, like
profile
what
picture.
yeah,
you
but hold
Nah, hey,
like,
I gave him a little questionnaire on his profile
yeah,
picture.
like that's what
But-
that's
couple
what this
spaces ago.
conversation. That's
Yeah,
where
but-
it stems from. Like it's
But
But
he's
wait a
cool.
minute. When he said, is it wrong to beat your wife in America? Yes. Over there, no, because it's something that's still allowed.
y'all know people.
So
Hold on,
we're
wait,
looking at it.
Yoshi, you know this predates Islam, right? A man be putting their hand that predates Islam over there. Like I don't know if people understood that. That has enough. That like that they've been doing
Exactly.
that before even
There's
before even religion. Like shit. Like
There-
you know what the irony is that like they do that in so many
You know,
places outside of America. Like
nah,
not
you know,
even just-
it's
Yeah, it's still a difference.
yeah, it's interesting. A lot of these behavioristic patterns, I highly doubt they existed in Africa. Like, I think this I'm talking about. Like, I think this idea of beating your wife was not an African thing, right? Like, I think it's more of like an Arab or more of a European thing. But I think a lot of this behavioristic patterns that we today as melanated individuals, the way we act, we got that from other cultures, right? Like Africans, like African, like bro, they weren't being a white, bro. Like I highly doubt that. But I could do some more research on that, but I highly doubt that.
I mean, even if they
They were not. Ashaka Zulu was not being women.
I think it's subjective though. It's like case by case.
go ahead back. No, Power, you wrong
Yo,
on that.
Yoshi, can I build for
Mansa Musa was not beating women, bro.
But not Mansa Musa, but
This is a European Arab mindset.
yeah, but no. When you said Shaka Zulu, like you said, you don't believe Shaka Zulu was broke. You need to go back and read that shit because he was. Trust me.
No, I never said broke, brother. I said beating women.
Yes, no,
sorry.
Shaka. Yes, he did. You need to go back.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Okay.
He was not. I highly doubt it. I'm saying I'll do my own research, but I highly doubt it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need you to go do the research on that though, like for real. So I'm dead serious. You think I'm
All right,
bullshit?
hey Yoshi, can I respond real quick? Can I respond, please? So I think it's case by case, subjective. You're gonna see people that have certain genetic makeups or just characteristics that are gonna show that this motherfucker is more likely to be a woman abuser. The African nature, like take it back to slavery. Prior, our people, the melanated people, African people, they enslaved each other at one point too.
Yes.
So to sit here and say that it's more a European thing, I could get with that to some degree, but I think it's more so just, you have your aggressive people in all races.
Yes. It was a
No, I get that. I'm not saying
slave.
I'm not saying that violence is specific to a certain group of individuals. I'm simply saying that I'm even reading here where it says that there is no reliable historical evidence that Shaka Zulu made a habit of beating women. So there
Not a
are no historical evidence, brother.
no.
The only thing
He's
that they
done
say
it.
about Shaka, the only thing. Why are you telling me that it's? I'm reading to you.
Okay.
I'm reading you what it says.
Hold on, I got you.
Right, and you're telling me that I am wrong, and I'm not making the things up that I'm reading.
I don't think you asked the specific question, but go ahead.
I did. I asked the question. I literally asked, did Shaka Zulu beat on women? Verbatim.
Okay.
So there are no historical evidence. Now I'm not. Am I saying that he did not like he died at all? There is no historical evidence. Now they did say that Shaka Zulu did rule through extreme discipline and harsh punishments for both men and women, right?
He did.
And so I don't know what that constitutes. I mean, I don't know what that entails, but what I do know is that the level of violence and barbarism, right? I don't think that it's an African thing, right?
He just learned
Like,
barbarism.
That's a fact. That's a fact. There is actually historical evidence that certain races are more violent. The woman beating is a specific type. Woman beating is a specific type. But violence and murder on a mass like on a global scale collectively, there's historical evidence behind that. And we can see it time and time.
Yeah, because if you do your research, right, this notion of the mistreatment of women, the abuse, physical, verbal, sexual abuse of women, bro, you'll find that more so in European, like in early European cultures and Arab, right? But not African cultures, right? You know what I mean? Not African cultures. Now, honestly, I was watching a video interview of a speech with Louis Farrakhan, and Louis Farrakhan was like, he was talking about dieting and food, and he was like, let's be honest, most of these violent cultures, look what they were eating though, right? Africans have always been more vegetarian, more peaceful, like more like that guy, and like what you eat influences the way you think, right? And I think that might have to do with why some Arab cultures and European cultures were extremely violent.
But
they were carnivores for the most part.
I don't think more African either tribes or even nations were on the scale of vegan or just vegetable.
I didn't say vegan, brother.
Okay.
I said they ate less meat.
No, that's a fact, Power. The omnivore diet, that plant-based diet, is gonna definitely make you less aggressive.
Exactly, because I've tried it myself. I've done carnivore and I've noticed a difference in my mood. I was very aggressive. I was very, very horny. I was on 10, right? Like,
you
and so
like now.
He said what?
You still like that now?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
I don't think that you are pretty aggressive.
I am aggressive. I'm just simply saying that, like, I could do some more research, but once again, I'm just theorizing. But I do think there's a correlation with Arab and European countries and their diets and their violence and the violence and the abuse towards not only women but other individuals as well, right? And so, yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of African, like, I don't think Africans beat their wives or like historically I never really linked that to them. So that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. FK, no, you're right, FK. So if they do it now, it's because the point that I'm making is that if you do see that happening now, it's because of they've inherited those behavioristic patterns. They from other groups of people. I'm saying early on, right? Like early African civilizations, bro, this abuse of women and raping them was not a thing, right? Like, it was not a thing, bro. Like in Egypt, this notion, this spirit of violating women was non-existent.
Thank you, and that's what they speak about in all the Hebrew texts. They always blame and point the finger at Egypt. They throw the fucking rock and they hide their hand.
That's a lie.
Yeah,
That's a fucking
it's
lie.
the law of polarity. How is something
That's a
objectively bad? Think
that's a fucking lie. I would go further to say early
Polarity.
civilizations. Yeah, I would go further to say that, and I'm just once again I'm just theorizing. I got to do my research, but I'll go further to say that men were mistreated worse than women. Right? Pharaoh was out trying to get rid of the male boys,
thank you.
and trying
Yeah.
to, you know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Like,
Look
I
at
think
today.
women
We
were a
can't
little
even
bit
get
more
in the space
protected
popping
and
without
treated a little better. Um, because of like competitive reasons, where Pharaoh and a lot of these rulers didn't want to compete. So the best way to not compete with other men is to like kill the male boy. I mean the boys, right? Like, and just get rid of them, right? And so
They were probably trying
yeah,
to
but
rebel, like had rebellious spirit. Like, you know how a nation is brewing up a rebellion. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna kill all the firstborns, because if you weren't a firstborn, you couldn't inherit shit. So um that's why he
exactly,
just chose to,
exactly.
like, like for like
Hmm.
the January 6th thing with the people going to the White House, they stormed the White House, right? After that, that's the equivalent. So, oh yeah, since y'all want to throw us out, all right, bet. All the first males die. You know what I'm saying? Like
And even and even
outrageous response to some shit.
and even today, what group of men is leading in grape? It's not melanated men, right? And once again, like I'm gonna grab some data on that. But I think, yeah, we might it might be interesting, son. Like we might have to look that
No,
up.
that's a fact. The data is accurate. We're not leading in the P pedal.
Yeah, we're not lead. Yeah, melanated
We're
men
not
are not
leading in
leading in
the
the
in
P.
grape. We're not leading in
Yeah,
murder.
yeah,
We're not
yeah.
leading in homicide. We're not leading in a couple things. But guess what? As soon as we start being violent against one another, because we have 13% of the population, and 60% of us, quote unquote, 60% of us are being convicted, not committing, being convicted for crimes more than the average majority of whites. They love to use that statistic saying, oh, well, there's less blacks, but y'all commit more crimes. No, that's not true. We are convicted more.
And I would go further to say this is good because we can try to find patterns and correlations and connections across the board. I would go further to say even fiction books about weird, strange things. I would
I'm back.
say
My fault.
no, it's all good. Now I was pretty much telling them like this violence, this notion, the violence and the mistreatment of women in early African civilizations, that was not a thing, right? That was not a
Well, I
thing.
mean,
Yeah.
maybe not in mass by you know.
It wasn't a thing
No,
at all, brother.
no, not maybe not in mass.
Matter of fact, man, I'll take that back. Yeah, you're right. Maybe not in mass. I don't
Maybe
know.
not,
I don't know. I got to do research on that. I got to do research.
but just women in
Even
general.
eating Native Americans, like, I don't. That wasn't even a thing there.
That
And
wasn't a
then,
thing. That was
right,
not a thing.
and when you
The thing-
bring up the Native
well,
Americans, like,
wait a
how do
minute.
y'all feel about this? The bird heads, all the animals that Egyptian pharaohs or gods are depicted with, they're
Mm,
American um animals. Like those are like native to America.
Not
That
necessarily.
hawk of Horus, the bird of Thoth, that ram of I forgot
Yeah,
his name, but all them
but those
animals.
species are all over America. That's the thing, though. Like jackals, we have
Yeah.
jackals too. We
No,
call
I
them.
said
I mean,
America, but they're in Egypt, so I don't think
yeah,
jackals
no,
can swim
but
that far, brother.
but hold on. In Egypt, they have hawks, they have eagles, they have jackals, they have their version of coyotes, they have their version of foxes. Like all
Their
this stuff.
version, you're saying their version. I'm saying the version that they use.
Yeah, but well, but they even the versions that they use is their version.
No, it's no. It was this picture. This guy, he showed pictures of the bird that they depicted, the pattern of it, and it's the exact bird that is a native to America. It's not a native to Africa. And then there was
How
a
do we know
ram,
though?
and then there was that other bird of Thoth. That bird. That Thoth bird is very unique. It's native in America. So like I feel like
I don't.
they didn't
No,
discover America. America's always
Oh no,
been there
I'm
in
about to read
Africa.
something here. I'm about to read
I'm not.
something here,
I
and
haven't.
I'm about to read. I'm like, see, you see, my intuition is bubbling.
Genuine.
My spidey senses. So so it says here that the widespread of systemic mistreatment of women was not the norm across early African civilizations. It says here, Africa also has some of the most women empowered civilizations on Earth. Exactly, right. And
Yep.
so
And the
Yeah, but
Native Americans track their heritage, like their family, through the mother. So I would be damned if they was beating a lady.
it gets better. It
well,
gets better. It gets better. I'm gonna land here. It gets better. It gets better. It says here, historically, Africa had matriarchal societies, matrilineal societies, patriarchal societies, dual gender leadership systems, female kings, generals,
yes.
queens, and religious leaders. And
So
so, this mistreatment of women and trying to disempower women is a European, Arab, mindset, right? It's
I mean,
not
you
an
see it in the Bible. It say that the woman is your property. That leads a man to think I can do with my property as I see fit. And it might be why
the,
they structured the verse, how they structured it, so it allows for that.
yeah, but I'm just saying though. Even when you said that, right? As a wife being property, technically, even in America, a wife was well, technically still is property.
That's what I said.
Just not in the same sense, right? But just in another dynamic. Just like right now, we don't have actual chattel slavery in America, but do we still have a form of slavery in America?
But I don't
the
believe.
conversation.
Yeah, I don't. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
there,
just
okay.
saying. I think we agree. Maybe I just don't believe that you should look at your wife as property. That would lead to you thoughts of correction
Well,
where you think you can beat your wife because she's your property.
well, I mean, if that's the case, then that means, to be honest, and hopefully you can agree, because I mean, Power has agreed to this at one point in time. Then that means marriages should not go through the government. It should just stay at the religious level, right? Meaning through.
This is
No, that would be the opposite of what I'm saying, right? Because
exactly.
religion
Because
says that it's that your wife is your property. The
yeah,
government is
no,
saying,
no.
hold on, bro. The government is saying that, bro. You gonna hear me out,
Ooh,
or
this is cold.
are you gonna hear me out, bro? Are you gonna
Hold
hear
on,
me out,
FK.
nigga?
Go.
No, you keep butting in when I'm talking. Like, damn. The book that religion is saying that the woman is your property, right? And the government is saying that's your partner, right? Partner, that's your co-pilot. You don't beat your co-pilot. So governmental wise, that would be that's your partner. But
That's not inherently
marriage
true.
and religious is saying that's your property.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
say
but that's
this,
switched
right?
over
This is
time.
let me say that. Yeah. Let me say this, right? And so and I'm doing some research here. So in Kush, Nubia, they had the Kandaki warrior queens who fought Rome. Then in Central Africa, Congo women held positions as priestesses, clan leaders, and landholders. Then also Zulu women in Southern Africa, they had economic influence, and also now, I'm reading here, and I think I'm going to have a space on this. I think this is very good that they made a distinction between African patriarchy, which was more flexible, communal, and balanced, and European patriarchy. So you see, my intuition is cooking,
Oh, I'm
and
back. Me
so
too, Byron.
That's gonna be a good
I was
space,
I
bro.
was really hoping that gentleman here so I can cook him. One of the most visited places where we go to vacation. Dubai is up there. This man has all these strong opinions, right? Why Americans go to Dubai so much, bro? I'm confused. All this rhetoric
You
about
know,
they are barbaric to this day. They do this, but they love going there. And you know the irony is too. I'm not gonna lie, but for whatever reason, Muslims household seems to perform better than American household in the United States by
They
far,
do.
right?
They do.
We're talking about disciplinacy. It is. So this idea that he wants to like, and I get it where he's talking from. It's typical wrestling Donald Trump. I was like, I'm like, Donald Trump decided a submission about Somalis, but in every metrics they're beating them. Like we're talking about
Yeah.
education, we're talking about like marriage, like statistically.
Yep.
So I mean, is it me or is it? I mean, no offense. If a woman is under her husband authority, right? There seems to be a level of like progression. But I mean, yeah, we can say there are parts of Muslims that takes things extreme, right? I mean, that's no different than here, right? You have Christians who's doing the most crazy shit to this day, right now in America, right now in the fucking America, like bro, we still see. But all I'm saying is that he doesn't want to admit the fact that I think a lot of times most people in America, especially the Christians counterpart, envies Muslim, right? And because the fact that how they kind of do get this full-on loyalty and submission out of their women, and they wish they can do that. Because mind you, these are the same dudes that's crying about their women to this day being disrespectful, all kind of shit. Dumb guys over there are not saying the same thing. They're not having that issue. So what are we talking about here?
Nah, and let me jump in, and I agree with you, Space. Let me just say this quickly, right? And so this is why I just wanted to add this because you was away from your phone, but this is why we making the distinction of African patriarchy and European patriarchy, though African patriarchy was more flexible and communal. It's so interesting how most women nowadays, most melanated women, they have a very Eurocentric mindset because they want a man to pay all their bills. That's not an African mindset. Like if you do your research, African women they had economic influence. African women went to war. African women were also kings. And so a lot of these melanated women nowadays, they think they're following African Black tradition when it's really Eurocentric. This I want to rest in my femininity is European. It's not African. This lazy parasitic mindset isn't African. It's a European mindset. But go ahead, AFK. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Hey, let me get in there. I was trying to get in there for a moment. He had his hand up, but you know how it is. We typically see a couple people speak about the Neanderthal gene that nature is expressed. You got your 6 ether beings, and then you have your 9 ether beings. Typically, the less melanin that you have, the more that you cannot experience higher levels of emotion. So empathy, compassion, peace, bliss, that's not easily accessible to someone that doesn't have as much melanin. Young Pharaoh broke this down.
It's not true.
All right. You might say it's not, but can you prove it?
Yes.
Prove it.
Can he prove it? Whoever Farrakhan you said said it.
Yeah. Okay. So even in European kingdoms, loyalty, even though they lack melanin, those people were still loyal to the king or the queen that they serve.
That wasn't the point. The point was that they are more likely to be aggressive.
No, because
I think to be honest, bro, I hear what you're saying, my wisdom. I think that's a misinterpretation of. I think it's more to do with what Power is saying. Like culturally, they didn't want to be aggressive because it was a thing culturally that they had. I don't think it was anything genetic. I don't think anybody can prove. Hold on. I don't think that young Pharaoh dude can prove that the lack of that melanin is the reason why they beating people.
Exactly.
Okay. He actually has lectures on it, and you guys need
just because he has lectures on it. If he's not is he
okay?
Is he a DNA Is he a person that studies DNA? Like need to go to school for it? Like does he have academia in it?
FK 1, he has lectures on it. 2, Yoshi didn't prove it. That you didn't prove me wrong. And
no, I said does that brother have? I don't care how much he talks. Nigga, we got lectures on this space.
Okay, real quick.
Does he have academia? Did he scholarly go to school for the shit, bro?
Yo, Yoshi didn't prove me wrong. You didn't prove me wrong. You also said that you want to work
you are yeah. Now I'm finna go, bro. Your turn is up. But Space Guy,
your logic is crazy. Your logic is mediocre at best.
Shut up. Um, fuck, this nigga made me forget.
Yeah, because you weak-minded.
Nah, nigga, you stupid. Listening to a young Pharaoh when it comes to melanin, when that nigga ain't studied nothing scientific in his life.
Nigga, you talking about
fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I mean, Young
You
Pharaoh.
fucking stupid.
Is it safe to say that Young Pharaoh has been under a lot of scrutiny though, like recently?
Right,
Like,
but he's still listening to that subjective truth shit, bro. Fuck out
he's
of here with that bullshit, bro. And then want people to prove that wrong. No, nigga, he gotta prove that shit right first. Nigga.
Exactly. Young Pharaoh does not have as much skin in the game as what's another person oh crap, what's his name from New York as well? That's in the same field as he is.
Bro, based on that claim alone,
Dr.
I would
Malachi
listen to Powers. I would subscribe to what Power is saying versus what about the subject and what Young Pharaoh talking about.
Look. There's actually like no genetic, right? Environment does that, right? Environment can make you aggressive, right? And we know this about European history. Their environment, right? Resources. Scarcity does that, right? Scarcity will bring the most low version of any human being on this planet. It doesn't matter who you are. If I took all of you guys and put you in a spot and then let you starve, and I put a drop of a food, bunch of grown men, they would tear each other up. Like this has literally been the case, and it's been studied.
Yeah, so that's cultural.
Yeah. Scarcity will bring.
It's not true because you
got
to
hold on. Let me say this.
That's a proximity.
Yeah, and that's on Yoshi. We also got to remember, as human, we do have that instinct just as much. The only difference is that once it's satisfied, there's no need to resort to that. But this is why they say, right, at a brink of dawn, when shit is bad for human, you will see the most vile side of humans.
The animalistic side.
The animalistic that you've never seen. Because that survival instincts, like once it kicks into overdrive, bro, people really will shed fucking blood and not think twice of it.
Okay, and then what if I told you that certain people have more animalistic DNA?
No, you are missing. Bro, where are you getting this information from, bro? Until you cite some information, I'm not believing nothing you're saying about DNA, bro.
Let me explain that to you.
It sounds like that race shit where they say it's a black gene. Let me explain that to you,
right? If I live in let's say I live in an environment where food is not scarce, it's abundance. We're allowed to flourish. I will be less aggressive than you are, right? Because your whole entire life been around cold, damp climate where food hardly grow, where you can barely harvest shit. So every day you gotta fight, kill, even fuck around and eat one another to survive. Like there's a literal books, the reason that make them aggressive like that, because they came from a climate where they wasn't living long simply because they couldn't
So who's the most,
that leads to a bad culture?
Who is the most aggressive race today?
That leads to a bad culture, not lack of melanin.
Right now, you would say who's the most aggressive?
Who is the most aggressive race today?
Who's the most aggressive? I mean, that can be debatable with China.
No,
Chinese
give me your answer.
No, you can't say Mexicans. It's debatable, bro.
I can watch this. No. I got you. AFK. History has shown this change. Once upon a time, believe it or not, Japanese became the most aggressive. They have done the craziest shit. You would think the Germans, but no. If you read about the Japanese history, what the fuck they did to the Chinese and the Koreans? I'm going to answer the question.
We don't need a history.
No, we do. No, yes, we do. No, let me finish. It's important, right? Once upon a time, you had Genghis Khan, right? Who would be considered the most like Napoleon. These I'm just showing you history goes on
I said today. Just answer the question.
So today, I mean, niggas got nukes. So we can look at China. I mean, who's aggressive? I mean,
you can say Mexicans, bro.
You can say Mexican. You can say the cartels. I mean,
no,
the shit
just answer the question, bro.
I mean,
he's telling you it's subjective, nigga.
Right. I mean, right.
It's not subjective.
It is very subjective.
Right.
Who controls majority of the money in this world? Then which group?
I mean,
Jews.
Which group? You said Jews.
Yes. No.
Okay, so what do you think? How do you think that they did that with a lack of power? Or was
the power
aggressive
that was given to them by
power?
British and America.
Man, this
Man,
shit's
you niggas
stupid.
is fucking
Wait,
mediocre.
wait,
This shit
hold
sounds
on.
dumb
No,
as hell.
wait, no. So wait, what do you mean?
Wisdom. Remember what you started this off with. You started this off with lack of a certain melanin, right? And now you're trying to go to who got the most
Yeah,
money,
like, yeah,
and
no,
then
no,
when you say
I'm
Jews, I want you to tie this all together and sound how dumb this shit sound, bro. And all Space God said was it's because of environmental factors that caused them to be more like violent because of scarcity of food that turned them to beating each other, eating each other, and for
Thank
food,
you.
for survival, right? And then I was saying cultural, so I'm agreeing with him because if that environmental factor leads to a bad culture, right? Versus what Power was saying in Africa, where they have sun, they have all the things warmth, they can actually grow shit, they have abundance. So those people are less.
Oh, Tels, what up?
They're less aggressive and demeaning to people because they have a lot, so they can divvy out resources amongst each other and have a good culture.
And to be
So
honest,
does
like
aggression and power not correlate? Because hold on real quick, if Jewish people have the most power in America or in the world, that means that they're willing to get the most aggressive, right?
But they didn't get the most aggressive though. Like that's my
Are you
point.
sure?
They didn't. Hold on. Jewish
Are you
people
sure?
did not. Okay, Jewish people did not do.
Yo, Tels, what's
Hold
good,
on,
Tels?
Hey,
And I got you, Space.
hey, y'all.
watch this out because I got to kill this.
Hey, Crown
Where in
Yes,
history have you seen Jewish people
Holocaust.
on the mass murder? Holocaust was done by the Germans. What are you talking
No,
about?
you're a fool when you haven't done your research.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're one
Bro,
of those.
all
I
your
guess,
research come from
you're
Young
right.
Pharaoh, bro.
So Jews. So
No,
wait.
bruh.
So
You niggas are
you're gonna tell me
make
you're gonna
claims
tell me
without
that
evidence.
so
Nigga, you
Jews.
made a claim without
Wait.
evidence. nigga.
So you're saying Holocaust? Jews was putting Jews in the gas chamber, correct?
Yes, nigga. Who do you think fucking set it up, buddy?
So okay, so Jews set up Jews to be in the concentration camps
This
and
is
mass
the first time
murdering.
you're hearing that shit. Don't tell me this is the first time, because you
So
arguing
was
with
Hitler a
me.
Jew,
I
bro?
hear
Was
a lot.
Hitler? Hold on, was
I
Hitler
hear a
a
lot of
Jew?
stuff.
Oh my god, bro.
Hold on,
That's a
Space
good
Guy.
question.
I seen this post. I seen this post
Because
where
Hitler's
they
not
was
a
like,
Jew.
I seen this
Mm.
I seen this post where they said AI translated Hitler's speech. So I went and saw the whole speech, and he was against the Jews, talking about basically what the fuck they do today. You know what I'm saying? He literally was like saying like, and then I seen a post of Kanye, and he was playing the clip, and he was like, everybody's on the wrong side. Basically, he was trying to do the same thing that we speak about, getting rid of the Jews for the same reasons today. And he said when America figures out, or no, he said when the world figures out that the Jews are these type of people, that's when it'll be World War III, right? So like, how are you saying that a Jew, Hitler was the one that did that to the Jews when he was totally against the Jews, 100%?
Look, I understand that Hitler had a contribution to eliminating the Jews, but what you don't understand is the core foundation of who was the coach, the leader, and who had authority to execute that plan. You should do some research, because honestly, I don't even like talking about this shit.
Now let me say this. Let me say this, right? And
Even if it was a Jewish person that orchestrated all of this, right?
yes,
Hold on. Okay, it still wouldn't change the fact that if a Jewish person, okay, watch this. If Jewish person orchestrated it, but it wasn't the Jewish person that was going out and causing mass murder, right? Like I mentioned, Genghis Khan, Japanese,
okay,
all these
so
other people around the world.
If I get a double kill on Call of Duty, it was the motherfucking the screen, or was it me, nigga?
Bro, again, that's still
Let me jump in here, bro. Let me. No, that's all good. Let me jump in here. I just wanted to.
What is this? Like, gun owners are the killer, or the person holding the gun is the killer?
Just to give you some context here. Tels. I mean, earlier you guys missed it. I completely destroyed Tels, BJ, and
me. I know I cooked your ass.
and pop culture. And I'll tell you guys soon what we were talking about. And then just to give you some context here, Tels, we're having a conversation about violence. And I was pretty much saying, thank God I have a strong intuition. I was like, yo, you know what? This notion of mistreating women and being violent towards women, it's not African, it's European and a very Arab mindset. And so I did some research and come to find out, yes, right? And in most African cultures, um, African patriarchy were communal and very flexible, and women had political influence, economic influence, and there was no like there's no historical evidence that African men were beating on their women.
Are you
In
sure? Are you account for Caribbean men as well?
I'm talking about in Africa, early civilizations.
Okay, so you're not talking about black
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
talking
Now
about
this is
certain
before.
ethnics. Okay.
I'm talking about African civilization. That's where everything began,
Okay.
right? Yeah, and so this mistreatment of melanated women, right? The reason why I think black men mistreat melanated women, some of them do. It's not an African. It's not an African thing to do.
So
It's
you think
more
we adopted the ideology?
not everything. I mean, honestly, like black people always want to talk about their original, but we've adopted and inherited a lot of our behavioristic patterns, right? Like a lot of them. A
Like I mean,
lot.
like how we beat our children and things like that.
Correct.
Stemming from how I mean, I hate that, you know,
Go
I
ahead, go
actually
ahead,
have
go
to
ahead.
agree with you on this one. But
Yeah.
I don't think we adopted being abusers. I think it's just something that's within you. So, but when you talk about the specifics, like how we like to beat our children and things like that, how we like to discipline them, I'll say for sure. I actually
Now
I made a
I was really
tweet about
specifically
that.
talking about like the mistreatment and violence towards women. It's not an African thing. Okay?
But abuse, you can't put that on a specific ethnicity though, or group of people power.
No, I'm saying yeah. I'm not saying that like it's like abuse is like culture specific. I'm just simply saying that
That is what
that
you're saying.
oh no, I was saying that it was less pervasive in Africa. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like I'm not saying Africans didn't beat their women. I'm just simply saying that it was happening. It wasn't happening as much as it was after Europeans colonized Africa. Yeah.
Maybe they told him like, okay, well, you need to get them black bitches in line.
Now you just hate
So
black men. You just hate black men. I'm literally telling you.
What?
I'm telling you, it's not. It wasn't an African man thing to mistreat women.
Because
And
where's
you're
where's your support? Like I feel like this is
what are you
just an
talking about? I'm like,
opinion.
no, it's not an opinion. I'm reading it right here. Like I'm literally
Okay,
reading.
so give it to
Okay,
me.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what I'm reading here. Give me a second here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. So, Africa, okay, yeah, Africa also had some of the most women empowered civilizations, and so the mistreatment of women and abuse of women was not a widespread systemic. It was not widespread and systemic in Africa, right? Because Africa also had matriarchal societies, matrilineal societies, female kings and generals and queens. And even many African societies gave women significant power, right? Like the Ashanti, Ghana, the Akan, the Yoruba kingdoms had a lot of powerful women. Ethiopia, women went to war. And so a lot of the attitudes that we have of Eurocentric and Arab, very Arab, right? Even this idea that women want to get their bills paid, that's Eurocentric because in early African civilizations, women had economic power. They were working. They had that influence. They were going to war. Now this lazy ass bitch, I'm sorry, fuck, that's slipped.
I
This
never seen
late
you act like that, but
no, because I'm a little upset, right? Because now that I'm reading all this, right?
I would love to
Yo,
get that
you're a
link to
nut.
what you read into, bro.
Yeah,
I would put that link, bro. Or you can say
oh
something
yeah, hold
about
on.
it.
Now, matter of fact, I got you. Let me just. I got you.
Hey,
It's
sorry.
it. She said
So
I'm a nut.
basically, you're saying the religion, patriarchal laws, stuff like that is what made
European patriarchy. We have to make
a
that distinction.
distinction.
Yeah,
Okay,
European
but I'm
patriarchy.
saying like you believe these things is what caused us to be, I guess, mistreated
Correct.
at the
Exactly.
front. Okay.
Exactly.
okay, I can't disagree with that, but I don't like it.
Because you don't want to like black men, right?
No,
And so,
yeah, like they must burn. But
yo,
no, in all
exactly. There you have it.
seriousness, no, I'm fucking lying, nigga. I mean, I can't argue with that. Like I said, when I'm with you, I'm with you. I can't really pick a fight with this
It's
one.
yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Nah, I mean it's irrefutable. Like, and I'm gonna like let me grab this link and send it over and put it in the
Thanks.
jumbo. But
How
yeah, I
long
can
you gonna
read
have this
that.
face up?
Yo,
My
yo,
homegirl pulled up. I'm about to go eat.
no, no. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here
You here tonight?
for till like 1.
Okay, I'll be
Yo,
back to terrorize you guys.
yeah, pull up. Yoshi was trying to push back, and I'm like, you know, man, it's giving you 8 women, right? You trying to, because I'm reading you what it says here, and you're trying to push back. Um,
No, it's
So you're gonna
interesting.
be
It's interesting on how
okay.
the Africans view
if you 8
patriarchy.
women, it's cool.
How the
You say that
Africans
again?
view. It's interesting how the Africans view patriarchy versus the Europeans. Like you said, like these Western women view patriarchy in a very Eurocentric way. You know what I'm saying? Versus
Hmm.
the African way, which was very favorable for them.
Exactly, but they're so fucking stupid, and they don't know how to think. And this is why when Hotep says, "Oh yeah, I think women are smarter than men," sure, right? They're so fucking stupid. They don't know how to fucking think. They don't even understand how they're still under this colonialistic spell,
They don't even know where
right?
to think. Power. That's funny.
They that was heavy. They don't even know where to think. I like that. Go ahead, Mo.
No
All
wisdom.
right.
Go ahead.
No,
No
I was
wisdom.
gonna start dropping verses on motherfucking the
Oh God.
Jersey-less slave because she fucking want to start beef. She lucky she got up out the way. It's still funky, and I'm about to keep it
Go
like
ahead. No
that.
wisdom. Go ahead. What was you about to say?
FK, you exited yourself out of all of fucking logic as soon as you said you want to get a job to motherfucking be around women.
Yeah, it
You
was called a
fucking
joke.
simp ass
It was called a
nigga.
joke, but you don't get them. And plus, you don't get jokes or women. But go ahead, bro.
You're a simp.
Yeah, this the simp is crazy. I don't even get simp vibes from AFK. But
What you don't? Are you sure?
nah, you get that? You get those vibes?
Bruh, listen to this nigga. Not just right now, but like at
Nah, I
length.
get the vibe that he
No,
likes women. I don't get
listen
no
to him
simp
at
vibes.
length. At length. This
Bruh.
nigga is a fool.
What the fuck?
Listen to him at
Wait,
length.
Yoshi, you get simp vibes from AFK?
Give me an example. Talk to me.
Yes, I do.
All right.
I do.
Let's talk about this, Jumbo. Let me see what he think about this, right? Let's just see. I'm financially saving my money for marriage, right? So I said, if a woman says I'm saving myself for marriage, should a man say I'm saving my money for marriage? Meaning women pay for dates until she's ready to give up the box, and men pay for dates until he's ready to give up the bag. When men just go on dates until she's ready to give up, until he's ready to give up the bag. Or are you paying for, like, if a woman say she's saving herself for marriage, you paying for the dates? More wisdom.
If I'm interested in the woman, I'm gonna do my job as a man, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Financially.
What do you think, nigga? Is
Are
that
you
part of the
if
fucking?
she say I'm saving myself for marriage, are you paying for dates?
What do you, bro? I just answered the question. If
All right,
I'm
sure. So
interested
I'm a
in her,
simp. I'm not
yes.
paying for dates, but you will pay for the date. So I'm the simp.
If I'm interested in her, of
All
course.
right, simp. So I'm a simp. Okay.
So you equate sexual gain to being a simp? Like if I'm not having sex to her, if I'm not
Sexual
having
gain, you're
sex.
not getting the sex.
If I'm not
but
having
you're,
sex with her, then I shouldn't pay for her. Is that what you're saying?
But if to
You're
be honest
weird,
with you,
bro.
I'm
You're low
not paying
level.
for shit unless I'm not paying for shit, bro. I'm not
But
paying for shit, bro. It's a
that-
waste of money. Like, it's a waste of money, bro.
No, I highly doubt that, bro. I highly doubt that because the way that you be acting up in these spaces contradicts all that bullshit.
Bro, you crazy as hell, bro.
Nah, I'm calling you how I see it. Nigga.
So you seen me like falling over for women in
pandering,
these spaces.
pandering, nigga.
When have I pandered?
Pandered. You forget, nigga. I
When have I
record
pandered?
I record content anonymously.
Bro, I don't give a fuck what you record. Pull the
Okay,
clips, nigga.
listen.
I've been waiting on
I
a nigga to
re-listen
clip
to
me,
it, and I
bro.
re-listen to
Clip
when I
me.
make mistakes. Hold on.
I'm linear, bro. I'm probably the most
hold on.
linear nigga on this bitch,
Nah,
other than Power. He's
fuck to
extremely
the
linear,
no,
and it's
nigga.
funny as fuck because he's
Fuck
standing
to
on
the
what he
no.
say. But I'm
Listen.
dead ass, bro. Whatever I say, link up with what I said before, even if it's different. You see
Okay.
when I changed my opinion and merged the two. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
All right, well, I want you to know I re-listen to the content, and when I make a mistake, I'm objective about it. And when you make a mistake, I also hear it. I'm trying to get better. You're trying to just be right. That's the difference.
Bro,
You
I'm
don't
not
know how
trying to be right. I'm trying to learn, and you the one that want to win.
Okay, so
It
if
ain't
I have
nothing
an
to win
opinion,
here. Like I'm like I don't understand what you mean.
if I
You
have
the
an
one that made a
opinion,
claim on me, and you don't even know me, bro.
if I have an opinion that you're a panderer or a pandering simp, and that you poked at me in the previous times, and now I'm going to tell you what I think about
Bro,
you.
you the one that started this whole shit, and now
No,
you want to like,
I never started. Hey,
you're
Power.
bullying me. You're bullying me.
Oh, is that how it went?
Shut the fuck
I
up.
never start that shit, nigga. This is the thing. When you poke, it's like twigs getting broken on my body. When I poke at you, nigga, it's like a sledgehammer.
Bro, it don't
across your
hurt my
face.
feelings that you think I'm a panderer or a simp at all. I promise you it.
All right, so why you feel some type of way?
I don't. It's just funny that you think
why
that.
we
I really
talking
don't
about
care. We
Why
can
we talking
we
about
can move the topic.
Why are you looking for my validation that you're not that? If you're not
But I
that,
just told you I don't give a fuck.
okay, yeah, you're welcome. I hope you get that job at Amazon, nigga. But back to the
y'all niggas don't know how to. Y'all niggas don't know what
back
jokes
to
are,
the
but it's
motherfucking
cool.
topic at hand. The art of asking better questions. AFK, I can be objective, even though I think you're a pandering simp. You do ask pretty decent questions, but you know
I give better answers than I ask decent questions.
Nah, you're definitely a way better question asker than you are an answerer.
That's
way better.
That's subjective. Okay, cool.
No, that's it is subjective, and that's
yeah. That's either way. Either ways. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm being objective, man. I'm not being.
Okay.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
Okay, great.
Because you said that I didn't cook you yesterday too.
You did not cook me ever. Never in your life have you cooked me.
Okay,
never.
So I forget exactly
Pull all
what it
your
was I
recorded
cooked you
clips
on.
over there and go find it. I want you to clip me of you cooking me.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just think, because I remember what I cooked D-Man on and Tap Tap.
Yeah, but
I
you
know
can't
for a
remember
fact
what
I
you cooked me about because it didn't happen.
No, I know. There's just a lot going on, bro. I don't have time to be waking
Bro,
up.
I've asked you this 3 times because this is not the first time you said it, and you never give me that the even the topic of not even what you said, but the topic, right? You never gave the topic of what we was talking about of when you cooked me.
Yeah, I told you, man. I can't think of it at this moment. Yesterday, I think I might have been able to.
That sounds like a you problem, bro. So until you can find that proof, stop making that claim. Just like you cited Young Pharaoh when it comes to melanin and people because of melanin that made them more aggressive. Lack of melanin that made them more aggressive.
Hey, hold on, real quick.
I said was dumb as fuck because you're citing Young Pharaoh who has no scholar in anything biology. Right?
All right, well, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Misfit and Nomad Mode Wisdom. If you guys haven't noticed that we got this Misfit and Nomad community going on, if you want to be a part of it, check out Power. He got the stream and the space going on currently. Join the program. If you haven't retweeted the space, please do. Like the content as well. Yeah, we got to consider just because we might be at disagreements at times doesn't mean that we're not trying to continue the growth of this group. So AFK, if you want to debate a topic of any hand, how about this? Better yet, let's debate the topic of why and why not men should approach women. You choose either side, A or B. How about that? Since you want to battle.
I don't see the purpose of that though.
Yeah, because you can't intellectually articulate yourself better than me, nigga. That's why.
Hold on, who's Opus? Opus, who are you?
Yo.
Oh, that's mad. What's up, bro?
What's down?
What's going on, bro?
That's Opus now. I'm gonna call him Opus from now.
I was in that space the other day when dude was rage baiting and shit. Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi's a genius.
Yeah, but he was rage man. He said, "Goddamn, we was better off. We actually benefited from the human traffickers that sold slaves from Africa to the Americas and shit."
Who said that? Yoshi said it or somebody else?
Yoshi answered that shit.
Damn, Mind Studio. What do you think about that? You said that, bro?
Well, say that again. I said what now?
Yeah, you don't remember, huh? You was like, we benefited from the transatlantic slave.
Oh yeah, no. Black folks in America did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, we did.
Okay,
Did black people benefit from that, or America benefit from that?
right,
Well, both.
right.
Both did.
But there were black people what we classify as black people. They were already here. They didn't benefit off of it. Actually, they got misplaced. Hold on. Actually, they got misplaced.
No, I'm talking about the ones that actually came from Africa on the boats.
Well, those aren't black people. Those are African people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. America reclassified.
Even that. How did they benefit?
Black America.
Hold on. Even that, how did they benefit from leaving their land where they were, whether they were slaves over there or captives or undesirables or whatever? How did they benefit by being in a situation that they were sent to in America?
After, even during and after they were freed, right? Well, even during slavery, towards if you look at the patents, right? The invention patents that were credited to said, Black American people. There were patents that was credited during slavery and after slavery. Now, my whole premise or my whole principle is, would they have the intellect at that time because of what happened?
Oh my God, brother. Have you? Oh my God. So you mean to tell me they weren't inventing anything in Africa when they were in Africa?
Let me finish. To push them to where they are now, had they stayed in Africa, is it safe to say during the same exact time
unsafe, bro.
in Africa, would they have had those same patents?
My fuck up.
I'm just saying, would they have had those same patents?
Yes,
bro. Yes, bro.
Bro,
as materials, like as they got their hand on more materials, they took the same ingenuity and just kept creating. Hold on, nigga. They have always been creating. Have you seen the pyramids? Have you seen the structures?
Have you seen what they did with what they have done with River Nile?
Bro, have you seen they had sewer
you
systems?
think they were walking through the River Nile with a basket?
But wait a minute.
They had hydroplanes.
Like comparing old technology of that.
No, nigga. Old technology is invention.
AFK. He think them niggas was going to the River Nile with baskets on their head and singing hymns and shit, bro.
Right, nigga.
and gathering sheep.
What the fuck? Did you see what they was doing to mountain carving? Bro, they was creating buildings out of mountains. Like they carve away the mountains and leave a building, nigga.
What year was that? What year was that again?
I don't know, but it was not during slavery, nigga.
What year?
But way before slavery.
Okay, so with those same people, had they not been transported as slaves, would they have the patents if they were still in Africa? Would they still have those patents?
Patent, nigga. Bro,
do you know how many dynasties existed in that region?
It's a very good question because I answered y'all questions. Why are you scared?
Hold on. I remember I made this point. I remember this day, Opus. When you look at Roman, architecture, like the shit that they invented, right? They borrow. I ain't even gonna say
they didn't invent nothing.
Hold on, nigga. They were inspired by black dynasties before them, before Rome. All of their architecture and their structures and all that shit was inspired by black people. So, like, are you saying that Rome benefited off of the black people? And then, like, would you say that?
No, they didn't. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Moors were the one that handed down that technology to Rome and to certain parts of Europe when they actually went to Europe. So it was nothing to inspire when it was given to them. That's different. Now, if Rome was to go to Africa for some reason, as they were, traveling and they were asking, kings and dynasties through Africa because they had to travel through Africa, we have a war on this specific side, but we need to, pass through here. Can you give us, food, shelter as we go along our way? If they would have said yes, and those Roman soldiers and the Roman soldiers and the people that were in control of those soldiers seen the architecture, then I would say yes. But that's not what happened.
Well, who are the
In
Moors?
Rome alone.
The Moors,
In Rome alone.
the Moors are Northern Africans, bro.
And they gave what? What did they give to Roman civilization, Greeks, and everybody else as they came through? What did they give them? Science and what?
They passed down lectures to them, and I don't know if you remember, but you also do you remember that the Greeks are very open about this. They would tell you that they went to Egypt to learn certain mystics, to learn certain mysticism.
And that's fine. So like I said, it was passed down to them. It wasn't something that was inspired by just because they were, like I said, marching through and was given leadway to cut from one country to another to go to a battle, and they were in awe and shock of, oh damn, look at that palace there, look at that. Can we integrate that into our shit? No, that's not what happened.
Why would you try to make a distinction between them being inspired and something being passed down to them? That's like saying if I pass on something to you, what you would consider remarkable, you would be inspired by the knowledge that I passed on to you, whether I pass it on to you or you come up on it. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is whether or not were you inspired, and they were inspired.
But that principle, which you even just said, has nothing to do with what I said. What I said was, is it truthful or not truthful that the slaves who were brought here from Africa to America and the time that they spent in America, it actually made them or inspired them to come up with certain patents that has been designated to African Americans after slavery or even during a time of slavery in Jim Crow, that they were credited